What's happening, people? I got something exciting for you guys tonight. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this. That truck is blocking, but yeah, KW. FKW? What is that? I'm back, guys, and I'm coming to pick out a new Archbishop in person. So I will be coming back after. I'll be letting you guys know how it goes. Yeah, that's about it. So I'll come back after and we'll talk some more. I'm so excited. I got some cash. All right, let you guys know. All right, guys, I am home and got some traffic on the way home. I did not plan on being there that long, and of course, yeah, we got to talking, and it was hard to leave. I love hanging out with those guys. I could hang out and talk to them all day, seriously. So that was, it's always very intriguing and intellectual, and I really just, I learned so much talking to those guys, and it's such a, like, you know, you really feel like they not only are passionate about what they know, but they want to show people, they want to give it, you know, they want to give the knowledge and the love, you know, that we all have. So yeah. So guys, just as I went up, I really, I had something in mind. I had really kind of thought of, like, which one I wanted, and the one that kind of stuck with me from the first time I was there, although I was still on the fence since that first visit, I was going back and forth of whether I wanted the contoured handle with the carbon fiber inlay versus the chevron pattern, both in the blue anodized. All of the anodizations are beautiful. That like stonewash finish that they get is amazing. But yeah, there was something about that chevron pattern, the way it's double layered and texture. It's just amazing, guys. It really blew me away, and it just is so badass. And it feels, you know, in hand, it's almost as good as the contour. I mean, the contour just has a little bit more like disappearing effect in your hand. So they're both amazing ergos, but the contour handle just has a little bit of an edge. So it was tough. And on my way there, I was still contemplating, but I was leaning towards the chevron pattern just because it was so cool. And I talked to Steve this morning, and he was kind of like, yeah, sometimes, you know, sometimes practicality and function, you know, it's like sometimes the feature, it wins, you know, it's just because it's that cool. And when I went, I had that in mind. But so when I got there, you know, it was, you know, they were hanging out, working on some stuff, and I kind of interrupted them, and they were very welcoming, and just, it was cool. I mean, they expected me because I had, you know, texted ahead and said, like, hey, you know, are you there? So I want to come and check them out. And he was like, yeah, we're here. You know, I'm here. So I went, and yeah, they were very welcoming. It was awesome to see them. And we started bullshitting about some other stuff, and then it went into more of like, you know, like just, Elliot was like, oh, okay, which one are you thinking? And I was like, I said the chevron. Right away, I said chevron pattern was what I was thinking. So he got that one out, the blue chevron. And he got it right out of the box, like right out of the wee packaging, straight shipped from them, and brought it over. And he cleaned it up and opened it a bunch and tried to clean out the pivot a little bit and stuff. You know, it comes all greased up from the factory. This is the thing, guys. Like, this is that attention to detail and that other companies sometimes don't do. We ship the knives back to them so that they can go through the knives. They want to see what's coming, what's going to be going to the customer, you know? And that's, oh man, it's so nice that everything is going through Elliot's hands, you know, Elliot or Chris's hands. And they are like going through it with a fine-tooth comb and making sure that every knife is going to be up to par. And that's next level attention to detail. And like, you know, that's what you need to be doing. That's what all these companies, I hope that more companies are doing this than I know. But I don't know. Sometimes I doubt that. So, yeah, it was really, excuse me, it was really refreshing to hang out with these guys. And he brought over the knife, and, you know, immediately I'm like, oh gosh, this thing is just amazing. And then I'm still like contemplating the contoured handle from my memory, and Chris goes, hey, why don't we grab him a contoured handle so he can make this decision a little easier on him. So Elliot goes and grabs a contoured handle and brings it over, and man, as soon as I put that thing in my hand, I'm like, oh, you know, geez, how am I going to decide this? It was the toughest decision I've made in a while, guys. So yeah, it was difficult. And I stood there and played with both while talking to them about a bunch of different stuff, you know, just steels and the channels and like what's going on and what they're going through and what, you know, the weed production and how all that works out. And I had my Chavez with me as well, so we kind of talked about the differences and why. And guys, this is where, you know, obviously I'm talking to the makers, but they think these things through, the things that I see on other knives, and they are absolutely thinking these things through. And they've, from trial and error and attention to detail, and, you know, just by failing and making it right, it just, that's what you have to do. I mean, that's part of it all. So it was really awesome to chat with them. And while I'm trying to decide which knife to go with, I am hanging you guys on a limb on which one I chose, because honestly, it came down to, Chris said, sometimes when I'm making a decision like this, I will flip a coin, you know, and if it doesn't, like, right then and there, you go with whatever it flips with and just go with that. Otherwise, you make that decision and that's the one you really wanted, because you're going to go against what the coin said and go with the other one. So it was a really good idea, and it was very intuitive, and I was like, okay, that was cool. That's a good idea. And I ended up going ahead and flipping a coin because I couldn't make the decision without it. And it landed on, the chevron was heads, the contour with the carbon fiber was tails. It landed on heads, guys. So I had wanted that chevron thing, and it was like, okay, then it lands on heads. I'm like, it's meant to be. So I picked the chevron, and I stood there, and he put the contoured one stayed there, but I just sat there and played with the one that I had. And as we're talking and still talking about, you know, just all kinds of stuff, guys, whether it was, you know, quality control versus like choices made and all kinds of stuff we talked about, and just, you know, the community in general, whatever, companies, what choices companies are making. But in all of that, what really happened was I kept fiddling with both knives. And as I'm doing that, I just felt little subtleties in the two knives, and the function of not the action, obviously the action's going to be a little smoother on the one knife. The contoured knife has been worked in a little more because he had been working on it more and had already like done his deal, where the other knife had just come out from the factory and he was still working in and stuff. That wasn't part of my decision, but just listening to the sound of the detent and the way the knife, the way the snap felt in the deployment, and just the subtleties, for me personally, like, this wouldn't be everybody's choice, but for me personally, something about sitting there playing with both knives for that long, I changed my mind, guys. That's right. I changed my mind. First time you're gonna see it. That's right. I went with the contoured. And guys, yeah, that's right. Amazing. I'm absolutely in love with this knife. I'm sure I would have been in love either way, guys, but at the last second I changed my mind. And those guys are just laughing at me. I know they understood. They both understood. And honestly, if I had the money, they both would have came home with me. Seriously. So, I am so happy with this knife, guys, and the quality of Wee's manufacturing, the beauty of this knife, and the design by Elliot and Chris, and the not just the design, guys, but the execution. The execution is so much more important. It's just as important. It's almost more important than design. You know what I mean? When you execute, you have to like find your faults, find your fails, and never be perfect, and just keep growing. And that's where I see these guys, you know. All right, guys, this is where I'm going to get you guys a little, every time we have I have these videos for you guys, I always kind of leave you, I say that something's coming up. And in all the talking I did with these guys, Elliot turned to me and he says, if you ever want to do a video with us, and I'm like, I mean, I'm so grateful that he wants to do that with me. And I said, like, man, I would have loved to, but I figured, you know, I'm a small channel and I didn't want to impose on you guys. So, and I know time is money, and I mean, I feel like they enjoy this time with me as much as I enjoy it with them. So that's really amazing. But I can't wait. So what we're going to do is we're going to do like a Q&A. I'm going to talk to them about, you know, I'm going to come up with a whole question, all of my questions to them about everything, whether it be quality control all the way up to steel choices and all these things. I got a lot of questions for Elliot and Chris, both. So I'm excited about this, guys, and I'm going to come up with a whole, you know, outline of things to talk to them about. And I want you guys, sorry about the lighting. It's getting dark here, guys. I should probably turn on a light in here. I'm going to get a whole thing together to ask them, and I want you guys to also come in with some stuff. You know, if you have some something you want to ask them, of course it's going to come through me. So I'm going to have to approve if it's something I would want to ask them too, or if it's something I wouldn't even think of that I would now want to ask them. I'm interested to see what you guys want to hear about, and I am super intrigued and ready to like come up with a really good plan of what to do with them. So I'm really excited, and I think this is great, and I think it's going to open up some doors of like communication from like makers to the customers, and like this is how companies should be, you know what I mean? Like you're always learning and always growing, and I know they're young, so they still got a lot to learn, but I mean at their age they're already doing some amazing stuff. They're, you know, Elliot's my age, guys, so you know, it's really great to see a company that's trying to go above and beyond and make a really quality product that's that's actually Q&A'd. I mean, by the maker. There's not, I know, you know, obviously Benchmade, and I mean Sal can't check every knife, Eric can't check every knife, I get it, but I mean somebody that's got a great eye should be. So anyways, I know this is a long one, But you guys wanted more last time, and I want to give you all. I want to give it all, but I'd rather do it with them. I'd rather do it with them and let them expose what they want to expose when they want to expose it. And I really love hanging out with those guys, and I think it could be really cool stuff. So yeah, I look forward to it. Thanks a lot, Elliot and Chris. I think you guys are really exceptional human beings, as I said when I was there. I think that you make an exceptional product as well, and I'm happy to be, you know, exposing it and showing it to the small microcosm of people that watch my channel, and I appreciate every single one of you. So thanks a lot, guys, and have a great night. And I'm gonna try and drop this tonight. I know, yeah, I'm not going to edit much of this or anything. It's just me talking, guys, and I know I'm going to get some slack, but whatever. Thanks, guys. Have a great night. Later.